Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining in. Today we have I want to go over the Jets and Bills game today. So we all know what happened last week. The Jets really lost a heartbreaking game last week to the Steelers. I mean, they had the game. If Xavier Gibson doesn't fumble that ball, I really think the Jets were going to win that game because the Steelers just really weren't stopping the offense from going down the field. I already said how impressed Justin Fields looked. I think if he doesn't fumble that ball, the Jets would march down the field. And I don't know if they would have scored any more points, but they definitely would have taken time off the clock, and maybe they would have. Maybe they would have gotten another field goal, maybe even another touchdown, and I think they would have won the game. He cost them the game, and as we all know, I think by Tuesday they let Gibson go, and I don't even know why he made the team. I don't even know he was on the team. He hasn't done anything since that punt return back in 2023 against the Bills, and the Jets won the ball game. So I hate to see anybody, but get cut or lose their job or whatever you want to call it. But some other team will pick him up if they haven't already, and I'm sure he'll be quite fine. But I was just glad to see the Jets let him go, and I tell you that to me that says something about Aaron Glenn also, because past regimes would have sent him to therapy and he would have been back in a couple of games doing the same shit. Aaron Glenn is more like, you know what? No, no mistakes here for a guy like that. That's really lucky he's even on the team anyway, and you do that. He actually fumbled the ball twice, but that one cost us the game. So I like to see Aaron Glenn make that move and say, hey, you know what? We're not going to tolerate this shit no more. You got to go, bro. And he did. So good for him. And getting to the Bills and Ravens game, I watched that game too on Sunday night. I want to tell you something. If the Titans, I mean the Titans, listen to me. If the Ravens don't fumble that ball away, I think they win that game too. The Bills would have lost. It went in reverse. The Jets fumbled their game away, and they lose, but the Bills get the turnaround and they win. I think the Ravens would have won that ball game. We would have two teams in the same division, 0-0. I mean 0-1 going at it, and that would have made a whole big difference. So let's get back to today's game. I think this is a more important game than some people are kind of going, it's only the second game. It is a division game, but it is only the second game. Yes, that's true. However, to me, this is an important game. This is going to set the mindset for these players, because losing a heartbreaking game last week, that's bad enough, but when you go into to play the Bills now, they're playing at MetLife today at 1. This is a big game, man, to me. If the Jets lose this game, they go 0-2. Bills are 2-0 already. They're already 2 games behind the Bills in the division. Not that anybody thinks they're going to take the division anyway, but you come into the season not planning on being second place. You come into a season planning on being first, being the winner. And if they lose this game, I think it's going to be not devastating. It's not the end of the season, but it's not going to help morale for the team. I think this game is almost, you could say, as early as possible, you could say this is a must win. I think they just need to win this game. I think it'll be a close game for a while. The Jets will keep it close, but I do think, unfortunately, I hate to say this because I want to say I think the Jets are going to win it today. I hope they win this game, but I don't think they're going to win this game. I think the Bills at the end will somehow pull it out. Josh Allen will scramble somewhere, or somebody will be left open, and that's one of the scary things to me about this Jets team is their secondary and their pass defense is terrible. And Josh Allen could really, unless they put pressure on him, make him scramble around and make a mistake. They got to get a turnover. This team, they're fucking terrible at at producing turnovers. The Jets defense, they've got to do that somehow. But if the front line, if the defensive line doesn't pressure Allen and get him to scramble around and make a mistake, maybe we can get a pick here or there or something like that, fumble. The Bills are going to win this game, because if he has time to pass, he's going to pick that defense apart. I mean, I think at this point in his career, he's better than Aaron Rodgers. I don't think anybody can argue that. And look what Rodgers did last week to the Jets defense. He was just throwing the ball around like it was practice. This could be the crutch of the team this year if they don't shore that pass defense up. This could be what really buries them. The defensive line looked really good last week. I think they're going to continue to look good this week. But that pass defense, man, that's gonna kill us if this continues. So the way I look at it is, and also too, by the way, I want to mention the Bills defense gave up a lot of points too. So just like the Jets defense did. So they're not too much better. But I think that the Bills' offense will be better and stronger than the Jets' offense. Well, and I got to see more out of Justin Fields too. Like that was one game, and he played great. Brees Hall was awesome, but you got to see that in more than one game before I'm convinced that this offense is really going to be a powerful offense, a high-scoring offense. They put up 32 points last week. That's great. But they're going to have to put up 32 points plus this week to beat the Bills. There's no way they're going to beat the Bills 20-10, 24 to 20. They're not going to do that. They're going to have to put up 30 plus points today, or they're going to lose this ball game. So, as much as I hate to say it, it kills me to say this, I think the Jets will keep the game close in the beginning, but I think that Allen's going to pass his way to a win here, and I think it'll come down to maybe a mistake, a stupid penalty by the Jets, a fumble, somebody fucks up somewhere, and that might be what costs the Jets the game. But I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I don't think the Bills are going to kill them. But I do think, unfortunately, I think the Bills are going to pull this game out today. Hopefully, I'm wrong. If I had to come up with a score, I'd probably say it's going to be somewhere along the lines of 34 to 24, maybe 34 to 27, somewhere in that area. Unfortunately, I think the Jets are going to dump this game and go 0-2. And next week we have Tampa Bay in Tampa. I believe it's Tampa Bay next week. Now that I think is a winnable game. I want to see what happens after injuries and stuff like that with both teams before I go into that game next week and see what that looks like. But unfortunately, I think the Jets are going to dump this game. But let's hope. Let's just sit back and say, hey, man, maybe we can pull this one out, because that will change the mindset of the team. Now they're going to know, hey, we're for real. We can really score. We can play. But if they get beat, or God forbid, if they get beat up by the Bills today, I think it's just going to crush the morale of the team, because last week was a bad one. So let's hope Aaron Glenn keeps them up, keeps them excited, keeps telling them that you guys played well last week. We should have won that game. We didn't. We can win this one. But anyway, my prediction is I don't think they're going to win this ball game, unfortunately. But let's wait and see and hope for the best. And I will be talking to you guys after the game. Enjoy it, and I'll talk to you later.